Hey guys, welcome to Red 50. Today we're going to be reviewing the eBay special GT500 spoiler for your S550 Mustangs. In my case, my 2019 Mustang GT. Typically, the original equipment for the GT500, the Mach 1 spoiler, costs about $600 for performance. We don't got that kind of money, so we went ahead with the eBay special, or in my case, I actually got it from Amazon. But they're all built on the same factory in China and being shipped into the US. They're more or less the same unless you're going for the very cheap one. So this one, I'll leave a link in the description below which one exactly I went ahead with. These are the Icon Motorsports GT500 spoiler, and today we're going to be reviewing just to see the fit and finish, the paint and all of that, how it looks and whether I like it or not. All right, here is the GT500 spoiler, the eBay special right here. And I have to say, the spoiler itself, fit and finish quality aside, has really changed the look of the car. I mean, look at that. It has given a very aggressive profile. And of course, I lowered the car too, so that's helping too. But it has given a very aggressive profile. And I think I kind of need a front spoiler to match it, because right now, you've got the spoiler kind of sticking out, making it very aggressive, but the front looks a little bit naked because the front splitter on these stock GTs isn't anything to write home about. And you can see it's not that much further out compared to what you get with the Mach 1 or the Performance Pack 2 ones. All right, so let's walk over to the spoiler and take a look at the quality and the fit and finish and everything. And there's a couple things I'll point out for the spoiler as well. The car is very dirty. Maybe I should give it some love. Yeah. All right, so I got the one that is gloss black. You can get the matte black or the carbon fiber versions. This one is the gloss black. So overall, I think when I was installing it, I mentioned in my installation videos as well, I love how the paint looks. There were no issues with the paint, no scratches, nothing. And it has held up fine too, because I know some people who got these eBay special ones had issues where the paint was kind of chipped or had scratches all over. There is some paint run basically on the, not this part, but what's sticking to the body currently. But that's something you're never really going to notice once you put it on, because obviously it's completely secure. Now, overall in terms of fit and finish, it was, I want to say, 95% exact fit as the stock spoiler. I think one of the screws was slightly off, so I had to kind of play around with it to get the right fitment, but saving $500 to just do that, I think I'm okay with that. Now, biggest question is, like, is it actually going to hold up compared to the stock one? So one thing I'll mention, the 3M tape that comes with this one is complete junk. I ended up using it, but I can tell when I was peeling it, it wasn't really going to hold up. Matter of fact, as I had to kind of adjust this spoiler a little bit and I had to move it, you can see, I don't know if you can really, you can see there's a gap here because 3M isn't sticking. So if I press on it, it loses the grip itself. So same thing on this side. This one I think is more apparent. Like if I press on it, you can hear that noise. That's basically the tape sticking and pulling back up. But honestly, that's a very small problem to have for a $100 GT500 spoiler. Overall, I think it looks very good. I'm really impressed with the build quality. And honestly, once it starts coming off, I'm going to redo the 3M tape. Right now, I actually took it for an 8-hour road trip, and it has held fine, so I am not pressed on it, because I did end up getting a 3M double-sided tape, but I didn't think it was really necessary to do that, so I ended up returning it. But once it starts coming off, I'm actually going to redo the 3M tape. One more thing about this is that the stock spoiler actually has 6 bolts that are holding it, or 4 bolts that are holding it. This one, you just get screws. So the bolts from the stock spoiler are not reusable. So obviously it's not going to be as tight fitment like what a bolt would provide you compared to screws. But I think I have to say, overall, the stock spoiler wasn't too bad to take out. It does take a little bit of time. I have an installation video on my channel if you guys want to check it out. Link it up in the description below. But overall, the GT500 spoiler, the eBay special GT500 spoiler, has turned out to be really good. I had some of my doubts, but the price difference is so substantial that it does not make sense to get, unless you really want it, to get a full performance one, you got money to throw at it. It does not make sense to get the original equipment. I know in some cases, like for lowering spring, you get some cheaper lowering spring, like for 180 or something, but if you get iBlock or Stita, you get for 250, 300. That to me is good peace of mind. This one, $500 more, No, I'm not having it. I'm gonna stick to the eBay Special GT500 spoiler. And I mean, look at that. It looks really good. For someone who doesn't know what they're looking at, they won't be able to tell it has any fitment issues. So for me, I think it's a really good fitment. And the only reason I have that issue is because of my doing, because I ended up putting the 3M tape. It stuck completely fine, but then I had to remove it because one of the screws was really off and it wouldn't sit in its place. So I had to take the 3M tape out. It took, you know, a lot of force to really get it out. And of course, once you kind of put 3M tape, you take it off, it's not going to be the same. So that's what it was. And it's just kind of like my doing. So I don't know if I would really say is because it's a cheaper spoiler, that's why I had issues. Granted, the 3M tape wasn't all that impressive. So if you are doing the spoiler install, I highly recommend just getting a 3M tape from Home Depot or something and just doing that instead of the one that was supplied with the spoiler. Now, one thing I'll mention, that if you go on eBay or even on Amazon, you'll see a bunch of listings for these spoilers. And my rule of thumb is, even if it's like $200, $250, they're all coming from the same factory, right? The cheaper ones are going to have less quality control than the ones. So don't get the ones that are $80, $70, unless you really know if it doesn't fit, how you can kind of make it fit. But if you just want something that just works, I would suggest sticking to the medium ground, like $100, $120, $130, something like that. Don't spend $200, $250 with the fancy names, because it's still going to be the same thing coming from the same factory and might have the same issues with the fitment. Yeah, guys, that's how the GT500 spoiler looks like on my 2019 Mustang GT. I am beyond impressed for the price I paid for this spoiler. And I think with the lowering springs and everything, it just makes the car look so much better. Once I get the front splitter, it's going to completely change the look of this car. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Comment below what do you think about the GT500 spoiler, or more specifically, eBay Special GT500 spoiler. As always, subscribe to Red 50 for more videos.